I read one bad review for every Marvel movie. Don't forget to subscribe. This was actually terrible. Why is Tony Stark so whiny and cocky? He gives massive Elon Musk vibes. I mean, Iron Man is Marvel's Elon Musk, even though Elon Musk canonically exists in MCU. I don't know, man. Besides everyone, I don't like Tony that much too. I mean it. I feel like everyone who likes Iron Man is actually some boys who wants the life of Iron Man. Okay, I get it. He's rich, flirty, and cool superhero guy. But it's not enough, you know? Marvel tries so hard for Tony's redemption in MCU. He's getting a better man with every movie he is in, and people like that. But in the first place, I think the character is not interesting at all, so this review gives something wrong. I mean, of course he's cocky and whiny at the beginning, like it would not be cool if the character has already completed his character arc. But my problem is not that. Tony's still not an interesting character at all. Iron Man is the first movie of the MCU, and so with that, we can say MCU's main character is Tony. And when you are now very interested in the main character, hold you like the complete series, right? Oh, one last thing. Besides the main character, the plot of the first film is okay. Not that good, but not that bad either. Love Edward Norton as the Hulk. Can't wait to see him in more of the MCU. I really respect Marvel for keeping going after the big flop of movie, you know? Like, I don't even remember this movie. What? Do you really think I would watch a whole movie for this particular part of the video? Hell no, dude. I know this review is a joke, but still Edward Norton is not that bad for Bruce Banner. I remember I like his acting. The real problem is the movie itself. It's filler. It's very filler. Like, you don't even need to watch this movie. In the Avengers, they actually explain the situation very good and you don't seek much. We can't think the Hulk is like Hawkeye. We don't know him either in the Avengers, but we still like the character in the movie. Yeah, I know we see him in the Thor, but he's just a cameo. Also, you know this movie is totally the same as Iron Man. Like the villain has the same power as the main hero. If you don't realize, don't worry, because we see more of those things in the other movies in this franchise. Why is Elon Musk here? Arguably the worst Iron Man. I'm kinda sad about this movie. I mean, yeah, I do not like Iron Man, but let me say, this movie is a part of a trilogy, and for a trilogy, this movie makes nothing for its trilogy and the whole franchise. Let's make another second movie. Black Widow and Fury is still a thing, War Machine is still here, but the whole movie has changed. Maybe more important kind of stuff happen. It will be better in any way. I do not care about the story, I do not care about the villain, I do not care about any of this, and that movie is a part of a trilogy. If I were an Iron Man fan, I would be very ungrateful. Like this story explains itself in a 30-minute short movie and everyone would be happy with that. I mean, we talk about a movie that final boss dies like this. Also yeah, as the review tells, with that movie Elon Musk canonically inside MCU. Chris Hemsworth with the blonde eyebrows haunt my dreams. Why Thor movies are not good? I mean, I kinda like this movie, but lots of people don't like the first movie and oh, let's not talk about the second one. But it's kinda weird. The same people who dislike the first two movies complain about the third and fourth movies' generic comedies. Like they are very happy when Thor is a serious dude. I don't get it honestly. Sometimes people don't know what they want. Anyway, like I said, I like this movie. Of course it has problems, like that final boss kinda character. The whole movie has no action and fiction. We just watched some dude who come from another world and getting to know each other with Padme and fell in love. It's hardly a sci-fi movie. Chris Evans looks like a Sims character in the first half of the movie, and the rest feels like a patriotic fever dreams. Captain America is the first Avenger and the first decent film of this franchise. I kinda like this movie and honestly I don't know why. Okay, I can give some reason for that, but still, the plot of the movie actually same as Iron Man. There's a guy who does nothing without his fancy ability, and fight against someone who has the same power as himself, and more like that. I don't know you guys, but I think this movie has a soul. Characters feels like more human, and the storyline makes me wonder what happens next. Also, the review is pretty accurate too. Mr. Scorsese is correct. We can say Avengers started a very bad genre of cinematic universes. You know, sometimes I really have no idea how Avengers succeed in theater. If you wanna watch this movie, you need to watch 5 movies. Okay, maybe you don't need to watch The Incredible Hulk, but still, if this movie's name is, I don't know, Marvel 6, The Avengers, no casual watchers will watch this movie. I mean, I'm sure lots of people watching this movie without watching solo movies. But when the subject is watching a series' second movie before the first one, same people will not watch it. It's really interesting for me. Anyway, the movie is fine for me. It really pays off for watching the other 5 movies. It makes you hype for other Avengers movies for comic readers and casual watchers too. Also, they write characters interaction good too. Probably better than the second, but not by much. The bad guy just kind of sucked. Honestly, I kind of changed my mind. It's worse than the second. No Iron Man movie worse than 2. Actually, it's the best Iron Man movie in my opinion. The only complaints about this movie, not the only but you get it, is the Mandarin part. Why do you guys just throw the main villain of Iron Man like it was nothing? Iron Man 3 is good redemption arc for Tony. He makes something right and it's fun to watch. Also, we see him at his worst and he still has the things. It's really sad that this movie is the last movie of Iron Man trilogy, because if we erase the second one more movie will be really good for this franchise. In every single appearance, all Loki does is flip hair, fly with knife, come back to life, die, be bisexual, eat hot chip and lie. Thor Dark World single-handedly worst movie of this franchise. Like everything about this movie just makes no sense. Why Dark Elf wants to destroy the universe? We don't know. Why it wrecks Padme? We don't know. Why did Loki die even though we're pretty sure that he is not dead? We don't know. Really, the only thing good about this movie is Loki. His character develops to another level in this movie. Other than that, we see Thor's boring relationship and not a very fun storyline. His mom dies very cheaply and there are so many plot holes. Loki stealing the throne arc would be a great story, but they make a comic relief with that story later. It's very sad. The Winter Soldier is the worst assassin I ever seen. If Thor is the worst movie, this is the best movie of this franchise. And it's so funny because they released respectively. And not just me, but the fans are thinking like that too. The story is well written. You really care about what happened on screen. And sometimes you can't guess to what will happen. Bucky is golden in the movie. I mean, with that movie, he got lots of fun girls. And you know, he kinda deserved that. I mean, we talk about this movie all the time, right? We keep talking about how this elevator scene is one of the coolest scenes of MCU. And maybe I'm the wrong, but in the Endgame, only this movie is referred but also doesn't have any Infinity Stone storyline. Maybe it's because these two movies have the same directors too, but anyway, I cannot stand Chris Pratt. I really had fun while watching Guardian of the Galaxy. Yeah, I'm sure it was fun. Okay, it has problem like all the movies, but this movie actually makes you having great time while watching. Chris Pratt is definitely a good actor and make me smile while watching him as Star-Lord. I think people used to like Star-Lord before the Infinity War. It's really kind of sad. He deserves some love. James Gunn really makes neat job and the other directors made him dirty. The characters are fine. Rocket always our fan favorite, but I think Drax is better in this movie. He was really intimidating those days. Right now he's just some comic relief and it's not good. Gamora's character will be better in other movies, but she is fine in this movie too. Oh, and yeah, he's Groot. This review may contain spoilers. I remember being bitter that Quicksilver got killed off the first time I watched this at 14. I'm still bitter. They got dirty Quicksilver in the Age of Ultron. This is probably the worst Avengers movie ever for the fans. I kinda like this one, but I got it. Age of Ultron is way bigger than this movie, bro. Like, how do you guys think you can handle with Ultron story with just one movie? Other thing that I used to mumbling about is why there is no new character in Avengers. Like, we deal with a big phase. We see new movies of Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man and new characters showing their stories. For example, Falcon. I mean, we watched this 5 in Avengers 1. In the beginning of Age of Ultron, at least we can see War Machine, right? I know it is a very minute detail to complain, but in other Avengers movies, Avengers always change and grow. Why the second one doesn't have that? I always ask myself. I really love Scarlet Witch and Vision. The actors do a great job while watching. I wish I could say the same thing with Quicksilver, but apparently writers don't try to add a personality for his character because he will only shown in this movie. I don't honestly like what they do with Black Widow. She was kidnapped by Ultron in the second half and it's just sad. Ultron character is sadly bad, like he needs to be more threatening. He actually is intimidating, and then he just joking and tries to be friendly to the twins. I used to wish they did another movie for Ultron and made it more serious, but we got what if episodes, so it's enough for me, I guess. Somehow, there weren't enough ants in this. Ant-Man is way boring. Like, I don't know if it's because of the fourth origin story of the MCU, but I hate it. And yeah, I doesn't count Guardian of the Galaxy as an origin movie, because Guardian of the Galaxy movie haven't any of the boring origin story tropes. Some dude has a great ability shows up, he has no superpowers, but then he got powers. He needs to learn how to use his own superpowers. And there's another guy that has the same power as our main character. First he fails, then he wins the fight. Hooray. I don't know you guys, but I really don't want to watch this kind of movie fourth time in a franchise. It's the same movie but the skin is different. They just take out the Iron Man skin and equip the Ant-Man one. And the funny thing is our main characters don't like Iron Man. They literally live the same scenario that Iron Man has. Ant-Man might be a cool guy and fun to watch in other franchises like Avengers and Captain America, but when it comes to his own movies, it's kinda boring in my opinion.